letting go of control without letting go of faith. Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Crowe, and welcome back to our Letting Go with Grace series. If you have ever laid awake at night, wondering if you've done enough, if you have prayed enough, or if your child will be okay without you constantly steering the ship, then this video is for you. And it's definitely for me. I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but letting go of control does not mean that we have failed. It means that we're finally trusting the one who holds it all together, which is God. I promise you I get it. We love our kids so much that we want to protect them, and we want to fix things, and we want to prevent mistakes. But the more that we try to hold everything together, the more anxious and exhausted we become. Control feels like a safety net, but it's very often, rooted in fear. When I finally admit to God, I'm scared to let go. When I just say that to Him, I don't want to let go. I'm terrified to let go. I can feel that gentle whisper from Him when He says, then let me hold them. Let me take that fear, take that anxiety, take that stress that you have, and let me hold them for a while. He's the one that created them. He's already got a purpose for my children, for your children. But when we hold on to that control so tight, it doesn't give God any room to work. So honestly, that is what I needed to hear. I don't need more control. I need more trust. I need to trust God more, that He can handle it. And He's probably up there laughing when I try to take control, because He's probably, I've got this. I know exactly what they need, and I'm going to make sure that they get it. And everything is going to be okay. But what does letting go, does it not mean? Letting go does not mean that you are stepping out of your child's life. It doesn't mean that you stop caring. It doesn't mean that you stop guiding them or you stop being a mom. You're never going to stop being a mom. It simply means that you're just loosening the grip just a little bit so God can strengthen theirs. I think of it like I'm taking my child and I'm placing their hand in His, and let Him hold that hand to guide them and to lead them and to direct them where He wants them to go, because He's already made their plan. He's already got their purpose for their life. And so when I'm holding on so tight, sometimes that can maybe delay or alter how their plan and their purpose goes, because we're not giving God the room to work. It also means giving your child space to grow. When God is able to move, that allows them space to grow too. When we take over all the control, then we're not giving our children the opportunity to make the right decisions, and sometimes even to fail. And that's the hardest thing for me. I read a post recently and I shared it, and it's been shared several times since then, but where someone was actually writing about this very thing. I just want to fix things. I want to have that control. And sometimes when we take that control, then we're not allowing our child to go through what they need to go through that could be part of their testimony. And I don't want to do anything to stop them from being where they're supposed to be with God. We want to save them from hurt. We want to save them from disaster. We want to save them from trouble. We want to save them from all the things that we don't want to have them go through. But sometimes God says, this is the way they need to go. And it's going to help build their testimony so that they can reach out and bless others. And that's the part that's scary. It's as scary as a mom. So I promise you I understand. Psalms 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. If there is one short verse that you would like to memorize and put to heart, that's a great one to know. I try to say it to myself daily because I have to keep reminding myself, He is God, I'm not, and it's okay to let Him have control. And that verse, be still and know that I am God, it's not just about silence. It's not just about being still. It's also about surrender, and surrender's hard. When you surrender, you're choosing faith over your fear, and you are allowing God to move because you're surrendering that control so that God can work. What are some things that letting go does mean? Let me share those with you. There's 4 things that letting go does mean. Letting go does mean that you're trusting God's timeline, not yours. It's not always when we want it to be. It's not pray one day and get the answer the next. So you're trusting God's timeline and you let go. Even when it feels slow, and sometimes it does, but you're trusting God's timeline. A second thing is you're believing that He's working, even when you don't see progress. And I have said this a lot, but when you pray about something and you know in your heart that's how God wants to pray and that's the purpose that He has, then believe that He is working behind the scenes, because He is working behind the scenes when it may not look like anything is happening, but He's making all the pieces come together in His timing. Go back up to the first one. Trust His timeline. So trust His timeline and believe that He's working, even when you don't see progress. He's working behind the scenes. The third one is praying more than you problem solve. That's a good lesson for all of us. Just pray more than you spend time trying to solve the problem. And I'm guilty of that over and over again. I feel like I'm just this master problem solver, and I'm not. I don't know why I don't release it to God sooner. I usually, eventually, always come back to that, but sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to realize that, once again, I'm not in control. And then the fourth one is walking in peace instead of panic. How many of y'all like to walk in panic? I don't. I do spend a lot of time in panic when I should be in peace. But sometimes if we can just remember that when we let go, that we're doing that surrendering, we're letting God take control, and it allows us to be able to walk in peace instead of that panic that we feel because we feel like we have to fix something. Your child is ultimately God's. He's not just writing your story. He's writing theirs too. He's got it all under control, so we don't have to. And it's a great peaceful feeling if you can just get to that point to be able to let go. And let me just reassure you of something, and this is something that I need to hear frequently too. You don't have to be the perfect mom. You don't have to be the perfect mom. You just have to be the present, prayerful one. That's what your kids need. They need you in their corner, praying for them and present. God never said we didn't have to be present when we release control. We need to spend our time praying to the one who's got their back. God's going to protect them. He's going to watch over them. We just need to continually be praying that hedge of protection around them every time they leave the house. If your kids are driving, every time they get in that car, pray that hedge of protection. I have seen over and over again where my kids have told me later, "You're never going to believe, like, this happened, this happened." And I will actually say, "That is why I pray for you every single day." And they know that. They know that I struggle with the control, but they also know that their mom is going to be praying for them. All right. So I can actually remember when one of my kids faced a situation and I couldn't fix. It was out of my control. And my first instinct was just to jump right in, just to give advice and manage every single detail. That's just an automatic reflex that I have. But God just pressed pause in my heart and just reminded me, will you just trust me enough to handle it? And just back up and pray instead. So I did. And the outcome was not instant, not an overnight thing, but his peace did come. He gives you that peace when you do surrender and say, "Fine, you take care of it." The peace changes everything. When you have that peace, you feel like, okay, I can do this. I can do this a little bit at a time. I'm just going to slowly release this control. And the peace changed before the situation ever did. But that peace allowed me to get through the situation and help my child get through the situation. And it just made the whole situation so much better. And it all ended up working out, but it's God's timing. It's not our timing. So if I could just reiterate, God can do more with your prayers than you can with your plans. So surrender those plans and everything that you have in your mind for what you want for your child. And just let God take control. If this message speaks to you at all today, I just want to invite you to do one thing for me. Sometimes when we can write down what we're trying to control, it helps us name it, identify it, and let go of it. So I'm challenging you. If there's something right now maybe that you can think of that comes to your mind and you're wanting to take that control, I want you to write it down and surrender it to God. Write it on an index card. Write it on a little piece of paper. Stick it in your Bible. Stick it on your desk where you'll see it. And continue to pray about that. And then pay attention and look for that peace. Expect that peace. Expect that peace when you surrender that to God. You're going to feel so much better. I promise you. Let it be a holy trade. Tell God that you are tired of the anxiety that you're feeling over whatever this issue is, and just ask Him for His assurance. Ask Him for that peace. He'll give it to you. I promise. If you need more encouragement, and I want to provide that for you, that's why I'm here. I want you to check out the links below. I'm going to put some links in the comments, and I will have my Grace-Filled Mom quiz. It just allows you to see which season you're in at this time, and then allows me to know what resources I can send you to help you in that season. Feel free to take that. It's a free quiz. It only takes a couple of minutes, and it just allows you to see where you are and then what you could use from me. They're free resources that you're welcome to use, and I'd love to be able to provide that for you. And then also, I'll stick a couple of other resources down there too. I think my purpose prompts might be good for this one. We'll see if I can find any more to put in there too, but they'll all be in the comments just to help you walk in peace and in purpose, because I want that for you. I want that for me. It's important for us to surrender that control and give it to the one who already has it handled. You don't walk this road alone, moms. Just let go with grace and let God lead the way. And I will see you next time.